Welcome to Yogaroo Online. In this practice, we're going to focus on the respiratory system. So the respiratory system is where we feed all the cells of our body with oxygen, which is their energy source. And then it also is important because then it gets rid of the byproducts being carbon dioxide. So it's like feeding all the cells and getting rid and feeding and getting rid. And again, it's this energy that we're bringing into our body, which feeds into this whole concept of these 6 classes being how to help our immune system along the way, and what is its relationship to all the different systems of the body and how they intertwine and weave into each other. And so, you know, the breath is part of the autonomic nervous system. So in other words, we don't have to think about it, it happens automatically. But what makes it very unique is that we can influence it, let's say. That's probably the best word. So in other words, we can never stop it, we don't particularly want to, but we can influence the breath in that we can extend the inhale or we can extend the exhale, we can pause, and all these little techniques, you know, in yoga called pranayama, breathwork, do different things to the body. So the inhale, very basically, and there's loads of different types of breathing methods, but what we're going to work on today, the very basic form of it is an extended inhale. Gives you more oxygen and more energy and more kind of blood flow to the head and makes you feel more alive. An extended exhale, which is what we do kind of a lot in our restorative part of our practice, is again taps into this vagus nerve. The exhale in particular massages that vagus nerve, which is the nerve responsible for the rest and restore response, or responsible for, I think it's about 85% of it. So that's how we kind of keep a calm and focused kind of pace to our practice. So even out of our restorative practice, we can use the exhale as we move. If we're meeting challenging poses, if we're really trying to bring our focus onto our mat and we're trying to kind of steady our mind and get rid of the clutter, or if you have any kind of things that are worrying you, the extended exhale is where you want to go. Okay, so let's start moving. As usual, we'll start in our cat-cows, and we're going to bring it into cat-cow and child's pose to start with. Again, so just really observe your breath in this practice and really kind of focus your attention on how you are breathing, and, you know, whether you're finding the extended inhale beneficial. Can you feel the energy? Do you prefer the extended exhale, or, you know, do you notice the difference in your breath as we kind of come into, we're going to do twists and things like that to really stimulate the respiratory system. So notice your breath. So be less concerned about possibly your alignment, the correctness of your movement, and really tap into your breath for this particular class. Okay, inhale here in all fours, and then exhale, lift the spine up towards the ceiling, press into your hands, the knees, and the tops of your feet there. Feel your shoulder blades spread, feel the breath in the back of your ribs there. Inhale, the belly softens down towards the ground. I feel your breath really expand now, down all the way into your belly there. Little bit of a lift in the pelvic floor as well. And then exhale, we're going to press it back into child's pose. So let your spine round there and let your head come down towards the ground. It might not reach it. Inhale up to all fours again. Exhale, lifts the spine up towards the ceiling. Feel the breath push out from your lungs now. Inhale, belly softens down towards the ground, let the belly expand, and then exhale, presses you back into child's pose. So even feel that, you know, the flexion in our hips there, maybe that little bit of a press on the belly, on the top of your thighs there, helps to press the air out of your lungs there. Inhale up to all fours. Let's play around with the breath now a little bit. So for this round, we'll extend the exhale. So let's start again. So inhale to all fours. We're going to exhale for 6, lifting your spine up towards your ceiling. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Belly comes down. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale for 6. Press back to child's pose for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so I'll call the pose and then do the count. So I want to give you guidance of where you're going before I start the count. So next one now, we'll extend the inhale. So the exhale will be 4, and the inhale will be 6. So just take an inhale for nothing here. We won't particularly count it. And then we're exhaling for 4. Lift the spine up towards the ceiling for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, the belly softens down towards the ground for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then exhale, press hip backs to heels for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale up to all fours for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so that just gives you a little taste of the extended breath on each one. Now, it's quite a calming little flow, so you might not feel the intense energy of the extended inhale there quite yet, but we'll play around with it a little bit more later. Okay, for the next one, we're going to start to kind of really use the shoulder and the arm position to open the chest out. So I'm going to demo it on this side, but you're going to do your right hand side. So you start with the fingertips forward, just, you know, off the top right corner of your mat there. This is our inhale. And we've done this one before. We exhale, we're just going to sweep the arm either down the side of your mat by bending the elbow, or sweep the arm out to the side. Just depends what kind of room you have there. Reach the arm back. This is our exhale. And then inhale, press into the tops of your feet and your knees there on the fronts of your shins. Squeeze the back of those hips there. They're going to be the power that brings you forward. You're going to inhale, lift up, reach that arm up and forward and take it to the top of your mat again. Okay, just one entire breath. So this is our inhale still. Exhale, sweeps the arm back, hips come back. And inhale, sweeps the arm up and over. Maybe bring your hands up to, or your gaze up to the hand there. And exhale, sweeps the arm back. One more round. Inhale, gaze up to the fingertips. Follow the fingertips, gaze comes down to the floor. Okay, so that's your 3 rounds. And I'm going to bring mine over to the, sure, I'll demo, I'll do it this side so that you're not looking at the wrong side there. So you're on your left side now. Left fingertips off the top left corner of your mat. Inhale here. Exhale, hips back towards heels. Reach that left hand back now to the back of the mat. And then inhale. Use those hips now as their power to reach you forward. Reach the arm up. Open up to the side. Feel that breath in the left lung there, and bring the fingertips down towards the top of your mat. That's your inhale. Exhale, sweeps the arm back. Use the glutes now as your brakes there. And inhale, reach the arm up. Maybe the gaze comes up to the hand, the gaze follows the hand as it comes down on the mat again. We'll do one more of them. Exhale, sweeps the arm back, hips come back. Inhale, lifts the arm up. Maybe bring the gaze up to the fingertips, the gaze follows the hand, and bring it down all the way to all fours again. Okay, so that's both sides of that done. Now adding on. Okay, so we'll just do a cat-cow to start our next flow. So inhale, belly softens down towards the ground, and exhale, lifts the spine up towards the ceiling. Okay, I'll go through it a little bit slow on this one, and then we'll go through it with the breath. For your inhale, you're going to pivot the right foot off the mat, come up onto the balls of the right foot, and then you're going to reach the left leg away. So it's lifted immediately for this one. This is going to be your inhale here. Then we're on your next exhale, you're going to bend that left knee, reach the left arm back towards the foot, but we're just taking it into a back bend. You're reaching for the foot, you're not going to hold on to it. We're looking really here for this lovely opening in the top right ribs there, okay? This is your exhale. Then you inhale to lengthen that leg back out. Again, reach for the left arm up, and exhale back to all fours again, okay? Now I'll do it slowly on the second side, and then we'll flow through each of them with the breath. So pivot the left foot off the mat, now reach the right leg away. Oh, actually, sorry, go back to all fours again. We'll start with our cat-cow. So inhale, belly softens down towards the ground, and exhale, lifts the spine up towards the ceiling. Now for our inhale, we're going to pivot the left foot off the mat, come up onto the balls of the left foot, reach that right leg away there, reach the right arm up, and immediately that right leg lifts up there. This is all going to be an inhale, but you continue breathing. And then on your next exhale, you're going to bend that right knee. See, can you keep that right knee lifted there as you reach the right arm back, just to feel that lovely stretch through, particularly the ribs of the top right side there. And then inhale to lengthen everything back out again, press out through the heel, reach through the fingertips, and exhale back to all fours again. Okay, we'll do that little flow and we'll do it on with the right or the left arm reaching first, and we'll just do it with the breath now this time. So inhale, the belly softens down towards the ground. Exhale, lifts the spine up towards the ceiling. Inhale, pivots that right leg off the mat. Immediately that left leg reaches up and the left arm reaches up. Exhale, I bend the left knee, I reach towards it with my fingertips. Inhale, reach everything away again. And exhale, back to all fours again. Okay, we'll keep going. Inhale, the belly softens towards the ground. Exhale, lifts the spine up towards the ceiling. Inhale, pivot left leg off the mat now, reach the right leg away, lift it up, reach the right arm up as well. And then exhale, keep the knee lifted, bend the knee, reach that hand back towards the back of the leg there. And then inhale to reach leg and arm up again. And exhale back to all fours again. Okay, so nice little bit of opening to the chest there, but certainly a good bit of warming up to those outer hips as well. Okay, we're going to come up to standing and do a little bit of side bending, just again to lubricate the tissue and all the connective tissue between our ribs there, get the lungs expanding for us. Okay, so just step your right leg forward, come up onto the ball of the left foot there, lift left knee, pour all your weight into that front foot, step that left leg forward, folding down. Inhale, press into your feet, reach the arms up high, and exhale, hands down the midline in prayer position. Okay, you can stay at the top of your mat there. I'm just going to demo from the side so you can see me. Nice and simple. We're just going to take it into a side bend. So inhale, reach the arms up high, and then bring your, I'll see, can I mirror you to this one? So you're going to bring your right foot behind your left foot and hinge over to your left hand side. Now you can bring that left hand down onto your left thigh, or you can gently hold on to your left arm there, or your right arm there, but don't tug at it. If you're inclined to tug at it, then just bring the arm back down again. It's more like just to guide you over into your side bend to the left-hand side there. Okay, so press into the feet now. You need your grounding as you take the whole spine into this lateral side bend. Breathe into that right lung there now. Inhale, reach both arms up again, bring the feet beside each other again, unravel. And then exhale, you're going to bring that left foot behind the right foot, hold on to the left wrist with the right hand, or bring that left hand down or the right hand down to your side there, mirroring with things twisting is never easy. And then just hinge over to your right hand side now. And feel that lovely opening through the left side of your, particularly your armpit and around those top right ribs, left ribs there. Inhale, reach both arms up again, and exhale, hands down the midline in prayer position. Okay, we'll take our standing flows now. We'll start each standing flow with the Half Sun Salutation. So inhale, reach the arms up high, grounding down into your feet now. Really find the strength of your legs there. Exhale, hands down the midline in prayer position. Press those palms together now. Little bend in the knees as you come all the way down into your forward bend. And then inhale, coming up halfway. I'm going to keep a bend in my knees here, but you can straighten your legs if your legs are ready. Hands to knees, reach the chest forward for your inhale. Really feel the back of your spine working there. And then exhale, folding down. Inhale, reach the arms up high again. And then exhale, swing the arms back and step that left leg back. Nice and wide on your mat now, or at least hip distance anyway. And immediately bring that left knee down now. Okay, you've got your blankets there. So if you need something under that knee, pop a blanket under it there now. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of breath work here and trying to open both lungs at the same time now. So we're going to inhale into cactus, little back bend here. And then exhale, you're going to open the arms out and sweep them back and forward, okay? So that's our little flow with the breath. So inhale, the arms come out into cactus, and exhale, they reach out and then back. So it's kind of easier to reach them out and then back because cactus kind of locks the shoulder there a little bit. So I'd reach them out and then back into extension, and that's where we're opening through the ribs there, and then reach the arms up again. I'll demo it from the front. See, does that help you get more information? I'm inhaling into cactus. And then I'm exhaling, I'm reaching the arms out. I'm extending them back and sweeping them forward again. Inhale to reach into cactus. Reach them out, back, and sweep them forward again. Okay, we'll do one more of them. So again, lovely fluid movements for the arms. It's important to get that backward reach. So don't be tempted just to come into cactus and then sweep the arms forward, because the backward reach is really stretching the skin and all the tissue of both lungs there. So get the backwards reach, the extension of the arms there. Last time, inhale into cactus, exhale, reach the arms, extend them back and sweep them forward, okay? And then we're just going to do a little bit of extension again, just to get the front of the lungs open. So interlace the hands, reach them back and down, kind of in between the legs there, and open the chest. Little chin tuck there can help to just contain the weight of the head there as you tilt backwards. Okay, now have a little bit of an engagement of the core there, so that we're protecting that lower back as we come into our back bend here. Okay, and then coming back to, we'll come back to all fours, and we're just going to come through to the second side. So we're just going to bring the right knee back and then step the left leg forward. We won't take our half sun in between sides there. Okay, so we're going to do our breath now on the left hand side. So I have my left leg forward here, and remembering the inhale is the cactus arms, and then we're sweeping the arms back for our exhale. Inhale, cactus, exhale, reach the arms back and sweep them forward. Inhale into cactus, exhale, sweeps them back and reaching forward. And last round, inhale into cactus, reach the arms back and sweep them forward. Okay, and then we'll take our 1 or 2 breaths with the hands interlaced behind our back, and inhale to open through the chest there. Really feel the skin at the front of your chest there, all across your collarbones and your sternum, expanding there and stretching. Okay, then both hands onto that left knee there. Actually, now we'll bring the hands down there. Tuck the right toes under first, and then bring your left hand onto your left knee. Lift that right knee up, step the right leg forward and folding down. Inhale, press into your feet, reach the arms up high. And exhale, hands down the midline in prayer position. Okay, we'll do a very similar flow from a standing position this time. So we'll do our half sun salutation first to start the flow. Inhale, reach the arms up high. Exhale, hands down the midline in prayer position, press the palms. Inhale, coming up halfway, hands to knees, reach the chest forward. And exhale, folding down. Inhale, press into your feet, reach the arms up high. And exhale, stepping that left leg back now. So right leg stays forward, sweep the arms back, find 1 breath in arrowhead. Okay, so our flow again now, let's just take a breath here to make sure you're happy with your stance, because you'll be in it for a little bit while we're doing our flow. So make sure your feet are nice and wide on your mat there. You might need a little bend in that back knee if it helps you to keep your pelvis nice upright. Do remember though, a little bend in the back knee does make it a little bit stronger on that leg. So just play around with whether that bend is beneficial for you or not. I like to take a little bend in that back knee until my front of my hip feels a little bit more warmed and opened. And then I start to stretch out through that knee. But as you can see there, if I stretch out through that heel and straighten the knee, I'm tilting forward my pelvis there. So my front hip is not ready yet, okay? And it will be soon, okay. Inhale into our cactus, same flow again. And then exhale, sweep the arms back and forward. Inhale to open. And exhale, reaching forward. Inhale, last time, open. And exhale to sweep forward. Okay, we're going to interlace our hands again now, and then reach the hands in between the legs there, open the chest. Take a big deep breath here. Inhaling, and then exhale. We're just going to swap legs, do the same thing on the second side. So both hands onto your right knee there, step your left leg forward, both hands onto your left knee, step your right leg back. Check your stance again, make sure you're happy. Does that little bend need to happen in that back knee to keep those hips upright so that you can stretch out through the front of the hip there. All these little things that are happening, even though we're focusing on the breath, everything else is going on at the same time. Okay, so inhale into our cactus and exhale, sweep the arms. Inhale into our cactus, feel the breath expanding here, and exhale, sweep the arms back. Last time, inhale into our cactus and exhale, sweep the arms back. Interlace the hands behind you there now, and then reach the hands back kind of in between your legs there. Feel the breath expand here for one last big deep inhale. And then exhale, hands either side, or hands on that front knee there, and gently step that left leg forward, folding down. Inhale, press into your feet, reach the arms up high, and exhale, hands down the midline in prayer position. Okay, so we'll take it into our next flow now. Inhale, reach the arms up high. Exhale, hands down the midline in prayer position. Inhale, coming up halfway. And exhale, folding down. Inhale, reach the arms up high. And then exhale, this time we're going to step that left leg back towards the back of our mat. We're setting up our legs for warrior. So that means our back leg is at that 45-degree angle. Our hips are kind of moving towards the side of the mat. They're not going to be parallel. This left hip will be slightly forward, but that's the direction that we are. Check that that front knee is not overextending beyond that front ankle there. And the hips are coming down nice and low. We're going to inhale into our reverse warrior there. So feel that lovely expansion through the right lung there now. And then we're going to exhale, bring the right elbow down onto the right knee there. Reach the left arm up and over. Or not up and over, just up. Okay, again, we're going to do a nice little breath flow here, and I'll go through it a little bit slowly first, and then we'll go with the breath. Okay, so now just so the legs don't fatigue, see, can you pour a little bit of weight into that back leg there so that you can have the momentum spread between the legs there. So for this one, our inhale, again, we're going to bring the arm into cactus, and we're going to try and reach it back a little bit. Again, we're trying to expand through the chest there. So it'll almost feel like you're rotating your bottom waist forward and your top waist back a little bit. So taking it to like a mini twist there in order to open the top of that left chest. This is our inhale. And our exhale, you're going to close it down and just reach that left arm forward there. Okay, so inhale, little mini twist to the left there. And then exhale, reach the arm forward. So we kind of roll the chest forward for the exhale, and we roll the chest open for the inhale. Okay, we go through that with the breath now. So inhale to open the chest, and then exhale, reach the arm forward. Inhale to open, and exhale, reach it forward. Inhale to open, and exhale, reach it forward. Let's try that 6-4 breath now. So we'll inhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll do 2 more of them. So inhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. And inhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale for 6 or 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and then one more inhale here, and exhale. We're going to pivot the feet around and take our legs into goddess. So both feet at a 45-degree angle and the knees bent there. Just a note on the way we were doing the breath there, and I know we've done it before, but just a reminder that when I'm doing that 6-4 breath, I want you to really slow the movement down so that you're only arriving in the pose when I reach either number 6 for the inhale or number 4 for the exhale. So it's only arriving into its full expression of the pose when I say 6. So try not to come into it and then have me continuing to count, because what I'm doing there is trying to work on your deep, stabilizing connective tissues that respond really well to that slow, controlled movement. Okay, right. So bringing yourself into goddess pose there, we're going to inhale up into cactus, And then exhale, you're going to put your, so I'm not going to mirror you for this one, you're going to put your right arm on top of your left arm and the back of the palms together there. Now, if that doesn't suit your shoulders, just hug, do a nice old self hug there. Okay, so two options, either the right arm on top of the left arm and the back of the palms pressing against each other and feel the shoulder blades spread there, or just simply hugging and again, feeling the shoulder blades spread. Take an inhale here, lift the chest, and then exhale, take it into a forward fold. Keep the knees deeply bent here though. Let the whole shoulder unit, that whole big shoulder blades, all the bones of the shoulder joints there, roll forward. Let your spine roll forward here. Feel the shoulder blades spread, and see, can you feel the breath in the back of your lungs here now? We've really opened the back of the spine there. Can you feel the breath? Even just take a few breaths here. I know we're on an exhale, but continue to breathe and see, can you feel the breath in the back of the lungs there? And that might be as subtle as just the fact that you feel your back lifting on an inhale and drawing down to the ground again on an exhale. Okay, so it's kind of a bit of a leap of faith to expect you to feel the actual tissues inside your lungs, but just the sensation of the movement of the lungs there. Okay, and then inhale to come back up again. We'll take it into our cactus. And then exhale, pivot to the front of your mat again and take it into high lunge, okay? Both hands to that front knee. Exhale, step that left leg forward, folding down. We'll do the same flow on the second side there. Inhale, reach into press into your feet, reach your arms up high, and exhale, hands down the midline in prayer position. Okay, and a little half sun to start with. Second side, left side. Inhale, reach the arms up high, and exhale, hands down the midline in prayer position, bending the knees if you need it. Inhale, coming up halfway, press your hands into your knees, reach your chest forward, feel your spine activating there, and then exhale, folding down. Inhale, press into your feet, reach your arms up high, and then exhale, just swing the arms back and step that right leg back and find your way into arrowhead here. Oh, sorry, actually, we're coming into, so I used to be I'm going to swap to the end of my mat. We're actually coming into warrior legs, okay? So that back foot, which is now your right foot now, so you have your left leg forward, that back foot is grounded down there, and the hips are opening out to the side of your mat, but again, not at the compromise of that front knee. So this time, this right hip will be a little bit further forward than that left hip to accommodate any tightness in the front of the hip there and the adductors. Okay, so we'll take it into our reverse. So inhale, reach the left arm up and over, feel the breath in that whole left side of the respiratory system there. And then exhale, bring that left elbow down to the left knee, reach the right arm up. Okay, settle yourself here now. You know that you're going into a little breath flow here. So really get your legs sorted there, press a little bit of weight into that back foot there. And we're going to do our breath flows here, and I'll just explain it first and then we'll flow with the breath. And remembering that our inhale is our cactus and we open the chest. We're coming into like a little semi-twist there to the right. And then the exhale, we close the chest down towards the ground and reach the arm forward, and maybe the palm towards the ground or the palm towards your left side there, whatever suits your shoulder. Inhale, opens it up, and try and keep that elbow stacked over the shoulder there. Don't let it go back further. Really take it into an open twist there. And then exhale, reach that arm forward, and this right shoulder rolls down towards the ground a little bit. Okay, we'll take it with our breath now. And just remember now that when I say 6, you should be just about arriving into the full expression of the pose. And when I say 4, you're just about arriving with the arm reaching forward. Okay, we'll take it. We'll start from an inhale here. I won't count it, or actually I will count it. So bring the arm just into a soft cactus position to your side there, and inhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 6 or 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Really opening to the side there, and exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale to come back up again now. Pivot the feet to the side of your mat. Bend the knees there. We'll take it into cactus legs. And then inhale again to come up into, or not cactus leg, goddess legs. Cactus legs will be difficult. Come up into goddess with cactus arms there. One last open for the chest. Okay, and then keep the knees bent. This time you're going to bring your left elbow on top of your right elbow there and have the back of the palms against each other, or just take it into a hug, okay, whatever suits your shoulders. Another inhale, lifting up through the spine, and then exhale, start to hinge at the hips there. Once you've hinged, so once you've actually hinged the hips forward, then let your whole spine roll. It's important to hinge the hips first and not lead with the spine rolling. Okay, let the head and the heavy units of the shoulder and the scapula, the shoulder blades, let them all bring you down. Let gravity bring you down towards the ground there, and really feel your shoulder blades spread across your back. And can you find the breath again in the back of your respiratory system there? Even just as that idea that we did the last time of the whole breath, lifting the chest up, the back of the chest up, and then exhaling brings it down again. And if that's all, that's perfect. That's exactly what we're looking for. Okay, one more breath here. And then gently unraveling the arms to come up. Inhale, pivot the feet to the front of the back now, the mat there. Pivot that back foot around to face the front of the mat. Reach the arms up high here. And then exhale, hands down the midline in prayer position. Stepping that left leg forward, just finishing off our salutation. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, press into your feet, reach the arms up high, and exhale, hands down the midline in prayer position. Okay, great. That's our 3 standing flows done. Now we're going to come down to the mat and do our restorative poses. So we'll come through a sun salutation or half sun. Inhale, reach the arms up high, and exhale, folding down. Bend at the knees there, bring your right knee down, and bring your left knee down, and then just come onto your hips and come all the way onto your back. So we're just going to do a little bit of bridge pose and tilting of the pelvis to get the breath going there before we take our restorative poses. Okay, so again we'll go with the breath. So let's have the feet hip distance apart there, have them nice and close to the back of your sit bones there. Nestle your arms in against your body there. It's almost like you're semi-lying on them. Flatten your hands, palm facing down towards the ground. Really press your hands into the ground there. Feel the little suction pads of your finger gripping onto your mat there now. And then even have a sense of rolling your shoulders a little bit under. So you're getting ready to come up into bridge pose. You're going to be lifting your hips now. Okay, so when you're ready, we're going to inhale, lift the hips up again. Any amount, okay? We're working down towards our restorative now, so we're not taking big poses now. We're just playing with the breath and back bends here. This is our inhale. And then exhale, you're going to come all the way down. And when you come down, you're going to take another inhale and tilt the pelvis forward so that you get an exaggeration to your lower back there. So if you can see there, I've got my pelvis tilted forward. So I'm sitting on my sit bones, but I'm lifting my hip bones up to create this exaggerated arch in my back. That's going to be the inhale. And then exhale, we're going to press the whole pelvis down towards the ground. So you can see I've gotten rid of that lower arch there. And I'm going to tilt lift my sit bones up a little bit. That's the exhale. And then my pelvis is in the perfect position again now to come up into our next inhale, being bridge pose, okay? Lots of instructions there, but you'll get into the flow of it and it'll feel much more natural as you're flowing. So inhale lifts the pelvis, and exhale brings you down again, vertebrae by vertebrae. Inhale, the big arch in your back there, belly expands, and then exhale, you press your belly button down towards the ground there. Inhale lifts, so it's one lift and then one tilted pelvis. And exhale to come down. Inhale, tilt, and exhale, press your navel in towards the ground there. We'll do one more of them. Inhale, lifts the pelvis, And exhale brings you down, vertebrae by vertebrae, natural curve in your spine there. And then inhale, lifts the pelvis, lifts those frontal hip bones, big arch in your lower back. And then exhale, you press your pelvis down, the whole back of the pelvis flattens into the ground. Think of your belly button pressing down towards the ground there. Okay, and then just take it back into a natural curve there. Okay, rolling over to your right hand side and just press into your left hand to lift you up into a seated position. We'll get ready for our first restorative pose there. Right, okay, so you're going to take your blanket into a fourfold. This is one of my favorite chest openers, and then you're going to fold it over again. Okay, so I have a nice long blanket there now. I'll lay it down on the ground there, make sure there isn't any creases in it. And I'm just going to roll up one end about 2 or 3 times. So this isn't the neck roll, this is going into it. Now we don't need it to be too high because we know that our back of our spine there curls this way. So any amount of blanket when it's curling this way can feel quite a big blanket underneath. So it doesn't need to be that wide. Okay, a little bit of a blanket roll there. Our head is going to come onto this part of it, and then our shoulders are going to drop down either side of the blanket there. Okay, so you have your blanket at the top there, head is going to come here, shoulder blades are going to come here. I'll give you the guidance of exactly where to go with your shoulder blades when we come down. Okay, so pelvis, or get yourself settled on the mat there with the knees bent to start with, and then just start to bring yourself down onto your blanket roll there. See, can you, I mean, you can move around when you get yourself down, but see, can you find the shoulder blades there with your blanket roll? And the way I know that I'm in the right place is that when I have my arm lengthened out, I look like I'm a little bit high there now, I have 2 fingers distance between my armpit and the blanket roll there. And then I know that the blanket is sitting on the tips of my shoulder blades there. Okay, and then the blankets, the blanket then is just going to help to open my shoulders down towards the ground there, because we have that little drop between the blanket and the ground there, and the shoulder and the ground as well. Okay, then the arms can be either in cactus position, or the arms in T shape, or just a little bit closer to either side of the body. Just depends how your shoulders are feeling today. And then see what it feels like as well to lengthen the legs out, maybe just doing it one at a time and seeing how that feels for the lower back there. And always remember, if you've got too much of a curve going on in your lower back there when you lengthen your legs out, have a sense of tilting those big pointy hip bones there at the front of your pelvis. See, can you tilt them back a little bit so that you just have the natural curve in your lower back there. Okay, so this is very familiar now because we've done lots of this pose in our standing practice. And if your arms are in cactus position, make sure that the arms are supported by the ground there. If they are hovering on the ground, then I suggest maybe you bring your arms into T shape, because as with all our restorative, we want things to be supported. We don't want them hanging in space. We want them to feel that they are, you know, that they have a bit of support and sturdiness underneath them, so that the nervous system can start to activate its response to that, its restorative and its resting response. And take a deep breath here now. Maybe even trying an extended inhale. And then an exhale. And even though that's an energizing one, it's just one last breath to really feel the respiratory system opening. Okay, so you're in your first restorative pose here. So definitely it's the right time to have a scan through the body. And just make sure that you don't have any little bits of gripping or little bits of residue from the effort of your practice in the muscles of your legs, which is totally natural for you to still have a little bit of activity left over. So gently guide it and, you know, kind of have a conversation with those muscles and tell them now that it's time for them to switch off. So let them soften. So scan from your toes, the back of your calves there, the front of your thigh, the back of your thigh, the back of your hips, all around the back of the hips, the front, your whole core and abdominal region, your spine, and the front of your chest, and your arms, your head, tip of your crown, your temples, the skin across your forehead, all these areas that we could be holding little bits of tight muscles. And when you find one, just consciously ask it to release. Do one more scan there just to make sure that nothing has risen up again. I can feel my knees kind of gripping. Can you let the feet drop out to the side? And then just gently getting ready before you even move, just the idea of moving into our next pose. So if you have your arms in cat position, just gently bring them down each side of the body. Bending the knees up one at a time. And then just gently rolling over to your right hand side and lifting yourself up to a seated position there. Okay, so for our next pose, we are going to take fish pose. Okay, so you're going to need 2 bricks and 2 blankets. And actually, let's have this other blanket close by. So we'll take it out of its ravel and just bring it into a 4-fold and then fold it over again. So you've got your 4-fold there, and then have that folded over again. Okay, and have that beside you. We might actually put that across our chest. It's nice to have a little bit of weight on the area that we're focusing on it as a way to kind of remind you what you're working with today. Okay, so for fish pose, we're going to do the low version, just a little bit more gentle of a back bend. So you're going to bring one of your bricks into medium height. So just again, this is the highest height. This is the medium height. And then this is the lowest height. So we're going to bring it into its medium height and pop it to the back of our mat. Second one on its lowest height there, and then pop it in front of that with about a brick distance between the two. So basically it's we want the back of the shoulder blades to sit on that, and then the back of our skull is going to sit on that, but we don't want them to be too uncomfortable, so we're going to pop these 2 blankets on top. Okay, so just I'll give you one more before I hide them. There they are, medium height, lowest height. And then I'm going to pop my blankets on top. And then again, coming down towards them, bending the knees. And then make sure you've got, like, you can move your head one. So make sure that you've got the scapula one, the back of the shoulder blades there, nestled. Really, it's got, let's see if you can have a look at it underneath me there. It's a bit hard to see, but it's literally sitting again in a very similar position that blanket roll was. It's really nestled right across my shoulder blades. I can feel it on my shoulder blades there. Okay, and then I'm going to bring the back of my head So we want it to be this lovely part of the skull. If you have a look there under my ponytail, it's called the occipital curve. It's basically where your head curls back down towards your neck again. So that's got loads of little receptors on it, and it can be a space that can get quite tense. It's where a lot of headaches can come from. So we might do a little bit of work on rolling the head from side to side. So, okay, so bring your skull onto your slightly higher brick there. And then we have the lower brick underneath our scapula. Now you can have your knees bent if that suits your spine better, or you can have your legs lengthened out in front of you there. Arms are just either side of the body, palms facing up. Or let's get our blanket now as well. So this is our blanket that we left to the side before, and we're just going to drape that over our whole chest region there. I have my palms facing up. So when you found yourself fully in your position, let's do a little bit of massage in the back of that occipital curve there. So let's just really gently on your exhale, and a very small amount, let your head just roll over to the left-hand side, and just a few inches, or maybe just even 1 inch to the left-hand side. And then inhale back to center again, nice and slowly. And then exhale, rolling over to the right-hand side, moving really slowly through this. And we'll do 2 more of them. So inhale back to center again. And then exhale, gently rolling over to the left-hand side. Inhale back to center. And rolling to the right. And we'll do 1 more. Inhale to center. Exhale to left. These tiny little nods of the head there. Inhale to center. And rolling the head to the right. And then come back to center again and just settle yourself into your pose. Let those legs be soft. Let the feet drop out to the side. Let the shoulders drop down now either side of the brick there. So that will help to really keep that chest nice and open. And then we have the blanket to support us. You know, we're asking our chest to be open, to be exposed. So in exchange for that, we've put a blanket on top to let it know that it is supported at the same time. Bring your attention to your breath there. And can you just keep your breath nice and steady, nice and equal, a really smooth breath. So kind of observing it, not necessarily changing it very much, but just kind of observing it to make sure that you're not holding tension and it coming forward as the breath being held. So the breath guides the body and the body guides the breath. I'm getting ready now to move into our next pose, and the more you settle into your practice, the more you need to kind of move slowly and really consciously and carefully to maintain this lovely relaxation that you've cultivated. So really slowly bend the knees up there and come onto your elbows there, just to really slowly lift yourself up, and then come onto one hand and the other hand, pop your blanket over to the side there, and then take your blankets off your bricks, pop your bricks out to the side, and we'll get ready for our next pose. So again, staying with the theme of keeping the chest opening, but we're going to do a little bit of an inversion too. So let's start with our blankets in there. Let's all start with the fourfold there. So your blanket, we're going to stack all your blankets. So hopefully you've got about 3 or 4 blankets there. Blanket in a fourfold, fold it over again, and then fold it over again. Okay, so we want to make it kind of as thick as we can, but we want length to it as well, because we're going to lie our hips on it. Okay, so that's my first one. And again, our second blanket, fold it in 4, fold it another time and another time, so that it's the same size as the first one. And I'm going to do that with all my blankets there, folded in 4. I have them already done, so I have all my blankets there, and I'm going to keep them all stacked with the curved side with each other, and make sure they're nice and smooth there now. And have the curved side up against you here, and have it in the center of your mat there. Okay. So I've got the frill side at that end and the curved side up towards me here. Okay. So hopefully I've given you enough time to get that ready. So what we're going to do for this one is we're going to bring the hips up onto this, and we're going to lay back, so that we're going to have the head and the shoulders and the arms in cactus position here. So, and we're going to just have the pelvis and our back, and from here to our pelvis is going to be on my folded blankets, and I'm going to keep the knees bent as well. So when you're ready, you can just pop your hips up onto your blanket stack there, and then bring yourself down and position yourself again so that your shoulders are off the blanket roll, but the shoulder blades, or the tip of the shoulder blades, are still on the blanket roll. So it just depends on the size of your blankets there. My hips are just kind of nearly coming off the bottom there, but this end, the top end, is more important than the bottom end there. Okay, and then bring yourself onto your forearms there to get yourself into a position you're happy with, and then gently bring yourself down onto your head. Okay, so you want to make sure that your head is actually reaching the ground, and the back of, or the top of your shoulders is reaching the ground there as well. So it really is just the base of the shoulder blades, not the top. So it's lower than we had for our other positions there. So make sure that you're not too close. So if I'm too close and I have too much of my shoulder blades on, my head is too flexed forward, and I'm going to have too much of pressure on the back of my neck there. So I want to make sure that my shoulders are taking a little bit of the weight as well. So back of the shoulders there, or just the top of the back of the shoulders, and my head are on the ground there. And my arms are going to be in cactus position. My legs, what I'm going to do with them is bring the feet mat distance and knock the knees in together. Okay, or you can have the knees just hip distance apart, coming straight out of the hip joint there. But I like them knocked in because it just takes any effort of holding the weight of the legs out of the pose there. And then if it suits your arms, you can bring them into cactus position there. And then when you might notice when they're in cactus position, you can feel the tops of the shoulders really settling onto the mat there. Okay, so for me, I can certainly feel this because our back bend is a little further down. We had our other ones where the brick and the rolled blanket were kind of up higher. I can feel a lovely expansion through the lower ribs here. So it's a slightly different area that we're expanding. So take 1 or 2 deep breaths here. Notice, can you notice any difference in this pose to the other 2? And also notice the effects of this slight inversion as well. So can you feel a little bit more blood flow to the head? So what we're doing here is we're expanding the breath, and we're also circulating this oxygenated blood around the body, particularly up to the head. Again, bringing your attention back to the breath. Can you let the breath be soft again here? And can you feel the expansion of the inhale and the contraction of the exhale? Just kind of get curious about how this whole amazing respiratory system works. So we bring particles of the outside world into our body, which makes it expand. And this amazing stuff that feeds oxygen to all the cells of the body. And we are quite spectacular creatures. Okay, take 1 or 2 last breaths here. If you had your arms in cactus position, just bring the arms down either side of the body. We're going to incrementally take our blankets down from where they are. So it's nice to feel the descent to Shavasana, this kind of feeling of, it almost feels sometimes when you get used to this lifted position that you're actually sinking below the surface of the earth. It's kind of a nice feeling. So lift the hips up and just take your first blanket off. And bring the hips back down again. And notice how that feels. Take a breath here. And lift the hips up. Take your second blanket off. Pop it out to the side. And see how that feels. And does that feel like you're down to the ground? Kind of does for me, even though I know that I'm still up higher. Then lift the hips again. Take another blanket out. Pop that out to the side. How does that feel? Does it almost feel like you're going a little bit lower than ground surface? And then lift the hips one more time. And for this last blanket, you're going to pop that across your chest there. And lengthen the legs out. And we'll take a few moments here now in our Shavasana. Okay, so let the back of the pelvis spread across the mat there. Let the legs knock out to the side. Or roll out to the side. Let the arms roll out as well, palms facing up. And let that roll the shoulders open there as well. And find symmetry here. Can you maybe just shimmy your hip a little bit? Make sure that those 2 hip bones are level. Can you feel a sense of all your platforms, your feet, your knees, your hips, your shoulders are level with each other, or as level as your body will let them be. Your neutral pose, which is never totally symmetrical for everybody. We're all quite asymmetrical creatures. Okay, gently getting ready to come back into your day now. Bring a little bit of movement into your fingertips and your toes. And then rolling over to your right hand side. And take a deep breath here. Give yourself a little bit of space to come back into your day. When you're ready, coming up to a seated position, hands in prayer position at your heart. Take one last deep breath here. Bring some of what you have really built into your lungs today, into the rest of your practice, and just stay observant and curious about the breath, maybe for the rest of your day. Thumbs to your third eye, to your heart center. Namaste. And thank you for practicing with me.